Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in once again. You're listening to World Combat Sports in the building. What's good? This is going to be, we're going to pump this up real quick on the big fight that's coming up with the legends. The legends, y'all, on this Friday. It's going down next week. Yeah, been talking on the phone, trying to get the, behind the scenes backstory on how the fight is materializing and everything, what the fighters and the rules that they have about this upcoming fight. And pretty much like I thought, California, they are making it very difficult because I was very close to potentially covering this fight, but they cutting back due to COVID. California's kind of on lockdown, so they are making it very strict for anyone and everyone to show up at the fight. You know what I'm saying, to make this happen. But this is the deal. Hold on for a second. So this is the deal, people. Look at my thumbnail. You have the one and only Mike Tyson, Iron Mike to be exact, a legend of sport. A heavyweight that people look into when they want to damn spin the reels back and watch his fights. He was a killer back then, absolutely no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson was a freaking killer. He was one of those guys you wanted to watch walk into the ring. You know what I'm saying? He had a neck that was bigger than some people's thighs. But his menacing look is what did it. He intimidated dudes before they even touched gloves. That's what Mike Tyson did. And people may not give Mike Tyson all the credit, but he has some times in there where you're looking at a guy who doesn't even break 70 inches in reach. But he was able to land some jabs. He was able to box, move his head. And we got to credit Mike Tyson for having a pretty decent chin early on. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson took some punches from some big dudes, man. So we have to give him the check in the box for that shit. Roy Jones. Man, come on. Started off a junior middle, all the way up to heavy. Look, this guy had an innate gift that he was blessed with that, in my opinion, you really couldn't pass that on to another person. Like Roy Jones Jr. was absolutely on a whole nother level of quickness. I mean, he can hook you. You're talking about somebody who's seen throw like 8 hooks, in a row. He was so quick. He make it look easy. Roy had this freaking fast twitch fiber like people would dream to have once they start kind of getting the feel of how they skill set is in boxing. They would dream of having that speed and that reaction time that Roy Jones was able to put out. And he was knocking dudes out with his hands behind his back. People look at Conor McGregor doing that BS. No, man. You got to go all the way back to RJJ. Both of these guys have their collected entree, on whatever you choose when it comes to boxing that fuels your appetite. Both of these guys have 2 different styles as they was coming up as an active fighter. They went up through the ranks and they competed against some solid names. You know what I'm saying? Some big names in boxing. They fought at the highest stage. Look, Roy Jones, a multi-division champion. Multi-division champion. Mike Tyson, one of the youngest champions. But when they step in the ring next week, this fight is the fight that a lot of people are talking about when you have 2 fighters that's in their 50s. Mike Tyson, Roy Jones are coming back for an exhibition, quote unquote. I don't think so, people. I think it started off like once they laid out the freaking the cloth over the table and they started talking about this fight, it sounded all good about it potentially being an exhibition. But then it changed quickly because this is the League of Legends that's pushed by Iron Mike Tyson. So in order for him to push it correctly, it has to have some of that climax to it. And we're talking about two individuals that wasn't able in their prime to touch gloves and compete against one another. Now coming full circle, they about to step in the ring, man. And people still curious. Motherfuckers are curious, man. Like, God damn, what's gonna happen? But let me give you a little breakdown on what has to happen per the rules, okay? Because the other day I was talking about certain individuals that's gonna be commentating. You know what I'm saying? Like the likes of Al Bernstein, Israel Adesanya. And I believe Brian Custer is going to be on the sidelines too. So someone was talking to me. They asked me, they say, well, how's this fight? Roy had a fighter in Conor McGregor, a mixed martial artist, going his record with an 0-0 record. How was he able to get approved for that and so forth? So I'm explaining. I say, listen, this fight right here is not going on a record. The reason being is that they have basically modified the regulations that meet the standards for a professional fight to be registered on BoxRec. That means the rounds had to be 3 minutes apiece for the men. In this particular case, there's been a modification of a minute being extracted down to 2. So they reduced the time of the rounds to 2 minutes per round. They're fighting an 8-round fight, which is great. No headgear. The gloves are a little bit heavier than what you would normally, fight or contend in the ring with. We already know that. It'll be 8 to 10, right? So therefore, you cannot place a fight like this on a BoxRec, no matter what the outcome is. So the bigger question is like, okay, check this out. Initially, when y'all came out, y'all say, look, it's no real winner. And then it was like, it's no real winner. So what is the motivation and the urge to get in there and compete? And when things start to heat up in the end of the first and the second round, what is the motivation for the reward? You know what I'm saying? What we talking about? Well, then the WBC of all people, the WBC, they was talking about the belt they gave T.O. with the top ranks sign on it. You know what I'm saying? They was like, oh, that's not a real title. The WBC has came out with another title for this fight. And this is how Black Lives Matter on it. Yes, you heard me right. Black Lives Matter will be on the damn title that the WBC is making specifically for this showdown next week. You heard me right, for real. You saying to yourself, God damn it, that Mauricio Suleiman, is it anybody over him? Who's making these decisions? So let me get back to it though. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Mitch is in the building. What's good? Alexander, what's good? What's good? Who's the ref? Is Mills Lane still alive? Listen, I'm glad you mentioned my boy Mills Lane, not to get off subject, but shout out to the late Mills Lane. Me and him were both Marines. One of the best, my favorite referee in the sport. Let's get it on. Yeah, he used to swipe the nose 3 times. Yeah. Shout out to Mills Lanes, man. Thanks for bringing them up. But you in the building, man. I got two, thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button for your boy. You know what I'm saying? World Combat Sports. Come on, man. Show some love. Now, back to what I was saying about this bout. They continue to change the rules, man. Every time you turn around, they're modifying the rules to benefit who? Mike Tyson. They're benefiting the rules to benefit Mike Tyson. Now you ask yourself, what is California up to? Because California and Vegas is always up to some shit when it comes to boxing. Guess what CSAC has did? CSAC, which is a California State Athletic Commission, has said, yeah, these 2 fighters will be placed in the drug pool. Absolutely. But we won't be testing for marijuana. Huh? No, we won't be testing for marijuana. Why? Because the influencer and the fighter that's taking the lead that they're putting all this push behind is Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson owns a dispensary that supposedly is grossing over $600,000 a month. So we all know that Mike Tyson is still smoking right now and training. That's why you look at his pictures. You know, Mike Tyson is holding water. You can tell him holding water. And, you know, he look a little bloated, whatever. But they're not testing for marijuana. And you know what? We don't even know if they're actually doing the testing pool. It looks good for the people, but we really don't know if they're doing the testing pool, people. I'm just being honest with you. So the bigger deal is, like I said before, if initially they came out and said there's no winner, then the WBC presented a belt. So if it's one belt, they have to have a winner. So what was the change now? They said it was going to be no judges, right? They said that it would be no one given a score. The referee will raise the hand, however that is, because the referee cannot determine the winner in this day and time. Back in the day, they were, but not this day and time in this era. That changed. This where it gets interesting, people, when you look at this fight. This where it gets real interesting, people. Where you see how boxing can influence a lot of shit. The three judges that's going to be when I heard these names, I said, man, Roy Jones need a knockout. The three judges that's going to be grading round for round will be Vinny Pazienza. Okay. We already know the history. You know what I'm saying? Roy Jones Jr., I think he stopped him back in 1995 in the 6th. We all seen that fight. So Vinny Pazienza is going to be motherfucking grading. Christy Martin, who is absolutely on record as being enamored with Mike Tyson's boxing style, and I think that Mike Tyson potentially may have even purchased Christy Martin a car back in the day. But she's the second judge, and then former champion Chad Dawson. You know what I'm saying? Chad Dawson is going to be the third judge. And from what I understand, this is going to be remotely, right? But these are your three judges: Vinny Pazienza, Christy Martin, and Chad Dawson. You have a 2-1 favor for Mike Tyson out of those three selections. Why I say that? Because we know that Roy beat the brakes off Vinny. So you think just because Vinny gets older, he's forgot about that shit? No. You can almost guarantee he's going for Mike Tyson. All right. Christy Martin, no brainer that she's going for Mike Tyson. So her shit's going to be biased anyway. And the one that'll probably be going for Roy is Chad Dawson. So what does Roy need to do? Roy needs to make sure he compose himself and box a smart fight in the first 2 rounds, because I truly believe Mike Tyson's cardio is not where it should be. If anybody who's the lighter fighter and should be more, mobile or be able to move around and have excellent footwork, if he needs to damn pedal early on his bicycle, he can do that. If he chooses, land some shots and then, get in, shoot, and get out, hey, I think he'll be able to do that. So Mike Tyson, in my opinion, is going to be the one with the better cardio because he's been training fighters. He's been active. And Mike Tyson, I got to tell all the people, Mike Tyson has gotten in shape for this fight. The reason why this fight didn't take place in September, wholeheartedly, I believe Mike Tyson wasn't in shape to take it in September. I believe if Mike Tyson would have took this fight in September, Roy might have freaking stopped him early. That's real. You can't go from smoking every day and then getting in shape and expect to drop the weight. You can't do that. Your body cannot change like that. You still smoking. Mike Tyson had to get on a training regiment, drop the weight, get with a personal trainer, start lifting weights because they had to get him ready for promo. The promo is to get him on the mitts, start getting him conditioned for the mitts, cut the frames, speed it up, get the people to tune in. And then now you see Mike Tyson taking the black and whites, the black lamp, as they call it. He's taking them in the middle of the ring, in the shade, making them look like the Mike Tyson of old. We all know what photography is. But when it comes down to it, Mike Tyson is still smoking. That's why they're not testing for marijuana in this testing. He's still smoking, people. If you look at the Mike Tyson on this thumbnail, you see how great his beard is? That's not freaking Photoshop. That's the man that's on the inside. You know what I'm saying? That's Mike Tyson on the inside, man. He got some miles on his body. Mike Tyson was a motherfucking menace, dog. He's a machine back then. He has some miles on him, just like Roy. Roy has miles on him. Serious. So you look at the regulations that's going on with this fight. There will be a third man in the ring. There will be a referee. The main event, which is, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. will be for 8 rounds. If anybody who's listening in, I wouldn't consider this an exhibition bout. For real. I do believe there's going to be some type of courtesy, somewhat like the versus battle. But in between, somebody's going to start throwing their truth out there. If you feel what I'm saying, it's going to come a time where both of these guys are going to start putting that truth out there. And somebody's going to try to bury the other. Period. I think it's going to go down like that. It's going to be a moment where people goddamn perked up and say, "Oh shit, I know Gucci just didn't do that. God damn." But see, we talking about hands. We talking about hands right here. We talking about 2 legends of the sport. Roy Jones looking good. Mike Tyson looking good. But if you had to tell me who I'm leaning toward as far as conditioning, which will play a huge role in older men in general, I think it's going to be Roy Jones Jr. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be Roy Jones Jr., to be honest. 7 in the building, man. Hit that like button. Hit that like button for me. Just don't come in and peek around and get your ear up to the damn computer or the phone. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Why only have 4 likes in here, man? Mitch, y'all remember Celebrity Deathmatch? Yeah, man, that was freaking animated though. You know what I'm saying? It was funny though. Adelina Bird, she couldn't grade nothing like this because she wouldn't make it out the damn arena. You know what I'm saying? It's no way she can make it out of the arena. Lawrence Williams, what's good? What's good with you, bro? Dawson accused Roy of ducking. Chad Dawson accused Roy of ducking him in 08 after the Trinidad fight. Judge 3 for 3 for Mike. No, actually, they have pretty good communication, man. You can get accused of ducking, right? Let's just say you get accused of ducking. But when you go in there and put hands on somebody like Roy did Vinny Pazienza, that shit sticks with you longer. It just absorbs in your skin a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? Just because y'all wasn't able to fight, well, hell, Mike Tyson and Roy didn't fight back in the day. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean they can't make the fight. They stepping into the ring next week. So Chad Dawson's always been a pretty cool cat, man. You know what I'm saying? He's an approachable dude. For real. I just wish I would have, had my camera out that time. There wouldn't be too many people around. And he had a little bit more time for the interview. But Chad Dawson is a good dude. I don't think he really thinking about that because he had his freaking ups and downs, ebbs and flows in his career. So it would be petty for him to come in here and say, well, Roy didn't fight me. Roy went all the way up to heavyweight. Bro, please. You know what I'm saying? Chad, if you mad about that, then so be it. Ray Corona is the referee. Viddal Riley. Everybody's talking about Viddal. That's the Mayweather fighter, ain't it? I believe. Might get affected by the Bridger weight division. I like to see Don King make an appearance just for my own humor. I don't think that came up on some other sites, but I don't think that's gonna happen, man. You know what I'm saying? And Mitch make a good point. Roy would have spanked Dawson anyways. Yeah, Dawson was a straight up fighter, man. You know what I'm saying? He kind of stood straight up a little bit for me. Roy would have been able to get in and out at will and land his shots from any angle he chose to with Dawson. But Lawrence might have a point. You know what I'm saying? If Dawson comes in there petty, if he comes in there petty, it might be 3-0 for Tyson. It might be 3-0 when it comes to the judges. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Jones has to KO Tyson with the remote scoring, because none of the remote scores, the judges, are in a liking of Roy Jones when it comes down to it. Not Benny, not Christie. And if Chad feels some type of way about it, yeah, he might come in there with a look on his face. It might Roy might look over at him, give him a head nod, and then he kind of pick and choose. But Roy ain't worried about that shit, bro. Roy ain't worried about that. I'm pretty sure he ain't. Because I can assume that Roy believes he's in better shape than Tyson. I know for a fact he is. Tyson ain't training nobody. Tyson is not training anybody. Tyson's been making his rounds. He's been taking pictures. Pictures can be freaking manipulated like you wouldn't believe. Believe somebody who knows. You can Photoshop the shit out of it. And you know what? Mike Tyson is getting the creme de la creme of the photography, the promo. So they're going to make his pictures look the best possible, man. Some of the best editors you can get for the money. They're going to make Mike Tyson look like an Adonis up in this motherfucker, dog. They're going to sell this fight. Look, the PPV is like $49, ain't it? They're going to put all the pictures they need out there of Mike Tyson. I'm pretty sure this week he's going to come out with another video. Him hitting the mitts and his mitt holder acting like he all paranoid and scared. Bruh, you done held mitts before. Hold the damn mitts. Come on, man. Maybe not in 08 though. I'm gonna force him to fight at the new 100 kilogram weight limit against natural 6'3" guys. But Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., this is what it is, man. This is a bigger fight than what people are accrediting it to be. They're gonna have 3 judges. The WBC is going to present a belt, and the fight will be campaigned for 8 rounds, 2 minutes each. I say again, 8 rounds, 2 minutes each. 2 minutes. Now, the contradictory part is they're trying to say that the remote judging has nothing to do with the actual outcome in determining a winner. This is just for the people. So if that is indeed the case, how will you honestly grade the performance and determine a winner? That's the big deal here. How would that come about? You know what I'm saying? You have to take that in consideration. How would it come about? Like how you all gonna make this work to for the people so they won't say it's bullshit. So let me go back and read a little bit about what was in this article. So I told you who the judge is going to be. So the belt, the WBC belt that they're awarding, it is called the Frontline Battle Belt. The Frontline Battle Belt. That's what it's called with the WBC. The belt that they're presenting to the winner next weekend, with the inscription Black Lives Matter. So it can be awarded to one of the veterans after the 8-round match unfolds with 12-ounce gloves over 2-minute rounds. Now, this is going to be a fight that you can access off the app Triller, just so you know. So the PPV can be purchased on cable and satellite, as well as digitally on Tyson's own Triller.com for $49.99. You know what I'm saying? This is United States and Canada. This is going to be the funny part, people. All right? This is where it gets a little bit funny. This is where I have a little bit more to talk about. All right? And before I, roll back around to Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr., the undercard. The undercard is simply one of those lists, those group of names where you shake your head like, bartender, yeah, can you give me a double, please? I just don't understand what I'm reading. So let me get this double shot. Just give me a double shot of Patron. Yeah. So I'm looking at the undercard once again. And this name, the name, Jake Paul is stepping in there with former NBA star Nate Robinson. So, isn't Jake Paul the younger brother of Logan Paul? Isn't he the younger brother? Isn't he the less athletic of the two? I'm pretty sure that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Drop it in the live chat. Isn't Jake Paul the smaller and younger of the two brothers? I just need to know that. Just let me know in the live chat. Isn't Jake Paul the younger of the brothers? Somebody let me know. Is Jake Paul the younger of the two brothers? Now, let's assume he is. Jake Paul is going in there against one of the most premier athletes, especially for his height. You know what I'm saying? NBA star Nate Robinson. This fight right here, you asking yourself, how can Jake Paul of all people? Now, I can see Nate Robinson because Nate Robinson, I mean, come on, man. You're going to look at Nate Robinson when he's far gone, and you're going to say, damn, that dude was good. They have the hop, the leaps. I'm talking about the damn ladder ability, the elevation that Nate Robinson was able to be blessed with. Yeah, man, he's an elite when it comes to athletics and competing on the professional level. So I can understand him being here. But Jake Paul though, I mean, how are these Paul brothers becoming a part of fight cards like this? I can tell you, because they was YouTube sensations. They have a lot of people that follow them. And this is partly what the Zone was trying to do when they put on the KSI fights and Logan Paul. They want people to tune in. They want to bring Jake Paul's followers and Nate Robinson followers. That's what they want to do. But should they be in the presence of such true legends, though? I guess it's not about just the legends. I guess it's about bringing much attention to trying to get this PPV numbers up. You know what I'm saying? As much notoriety as possible. I guess all exposure in this particular exhibition bout is good exposure. Believe it or not, all exposure is good exposure. So Jake Paul and Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson's been boxing for a minute. People say he has pretty decent hands, respectively. So we'll see what's popping with that. Now, Badou Jack. Badou Jack versus Blake McKernan. He's coming off a fight with John Pascal, right? I was at that fight. You know what I'm saying? But Badou Jack, I'm like, damn, Badou, I don't see you as a guy who should be on a card like this. But a lot of people respect Badou Jack. He's a nice dude. So I guess this fight with Blake McKernan would be okay, because sometimes Badou Jack is a slow starter. And, it's going to be up to this guy, Blake, to come in here and kind of bring his own energy to force Badou to start early. You know what I'm saying? Force that man to damn press the gas. Shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. D-Ray in the building. Salute, man. He may be less athletic of the two, but he's for sure the better fighter. Okay, so Mitch is saying that Jake Paul is the better fighter. Okay. I just seen Logan Paul in the gym. Like I said, I believe that was Logan Paul, right? Logan Paul was in there motherfucking beating up damn the cart carriers of Target. Like I said the other day, he was over there knocking motherfuckers out who left their job temporarily because he said you want to get paid, $17 to go in the sparring match and put it on camera. Then I give you, a total of $22 if you let me knock the shit out of you on camera. And you act like my punches are goddamn feel like the hammer of Thor, motherfucking Mason bricks. Make it seem like I got that Tyson power, goddamn it. And I'll pay you pretty good, okay? If you act good enough, I might pay you about $30.50. I might give you a pay increase, okay? But you need to sell it. This is what we're trying to do, okay? We need to sell it. And that's probably what's the fuck going on right now. Jake Paul has a KO over another YouTube bum. Yeah, it was the white guy, man. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, the white guy was a much smaller fighter, though. I forgot his name. He's a UK dude. Yeah, his name was Gibb. Yeah. No, not Gibb. But I think he has two then. I think Gibb, was it the guy from the UK? Because I think it was another guy also that was he looked Indian or something like that. But anyway, the fight was garbage. That shit was motherfucking sanitation material for real. Shit was sanitation material for real. Then let's go back to Badou Jack and Blake McKernan. Hey, when you look at this fight, Badou Jack is a legit boxer. And I see him winning this fight. It's not much I have to say. Badou Jack, he had his moments with Jean Pascal, but he's not really one of them over the top fighters. That's why he's not the co-main event. Seriously, that's why he's not the co-main event. That is not why he's the co-main event. Real talk. So now we get to what was being talked about up here. Viddal. He's supposed to fight the guy. I have a backstory to so many fighters, man. He's supposed to fight Rashad Coulter. I remember seeing Rashad Coulter's a big dude, though. You know what I'm saying? He's a big dude, man. But his chin is just questionable, for real. And I'm glad they're the first fight, because we wouldn't want to get Badou and Blake in there the first fight, and then Riley and Coulter in there, to take the fire, the damn smother the flame and smoke the place up. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad they're the first fight. I just don't see a lot of fireworks. Just because people get knocked out, no, that don't mean anything. We need some pre-energy here. And I'm not getting that pre-energy with Riley and Coulter. I think Riley may take it, to be honest. Because Coulter, in my opinion, when I seen him fight before in MMA, it's one of those deals where I say, I seen him on this card. I was like, who is he fighting again? Okay. I'm glad it's the first fight. So they have an opportunity to set the tone for this fight, and let's move on. So, we move on to Badou Jack, Blake. I know that's going to pump it up. That's going to be fire. And then, the co-main event, of course, I do believe what was said in the chat. I forgot who said it, but they said Nate Robinson and Jake Paul is going to steal the show. I truly believe Mitch said that. I truly believe they're going to steal the show. Seriously, because these guys right here are in the perfect position as the co-main event to put themselves and line them up for another fight up the line. If this fight is anywhere like the KSI and Logan Paul fight, the build up and the energy that was put into it, and the people that tuned in to see two motherfucking YouTubers, y'all. YouTube now, you got fighters who have been boxing, grinding as kids. They may never get a payday that KSI and Logan Paul received on that night. They may never get that shit. Yeah, Indian dude. You're right. That's who it was. That's what I thought. Gil was this Indian dude, man. The fight was absolutely motherfucking crumbled. Goddamn. You talking about motherfucking elevator music mixed in with motherfucking yoga meditation music. Shit. Motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Feeling dehydrated, all that damn pros and cons to just, with a fever. For real, man. That shit was garbage for real. It's like having a fever, motherfucking sinus problems. Listen to elevator music. All that shit. Aching bones. Jake Paul has KO over another YouTube bomb. His name was Gibb. Comeback. Who you have in the Jack versus the Gale fight? That's a good question, man, but I will have to come back. To be honest, I haven't really put too much focus on it. I'm really I was like multitasking today. For those of you that tuned in earlier, I just had some shit to take care of. 15-year-old nephew was served Gibb bum ass. Hey, Gibb is a soft. I'm talking about yogurt soft. I'm talking about yogurt in a hot car soft. I'm talking about damn overripe mush banana soft, goddammit, that you find in the trunk and forgot you had in the gym bag soft. That's Gibb. Shit, that's motherfucking Gibb right there. I knew that dude didn't have a motherfucking menacing bone in his body when I seen him. Period. I knew he couldn't get shit done at all. He probably had problems goddamn fighting his own shadow on a sunny day. You know what I'm saying? He just can't get it done. If they want to pay me motherfucking look, $500,000 to fight him, I'm saying cool. But they all about the following though. The following. But I think this fight is going to do pretty good numbers, man, because I'm glad they moved it. And it's right before the Danny Garcia fight and Errol Spence. So I think it's going to be decent. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect it to do crazy viewership. You know what I'm saying? People know it's out there, but they're going to try their damnness to motherfucking stream this shit for free. That's just the way it is. They're gonna do their damnness to come up with a master plan to fuck over the old men. People don't care about, when you become older. So those of y'all that's out there all nice and young and you haven't even reached your mid-40s yet, enjoy that shit. Enjoy that. Because before your eyes, the shit gonna change. Just ask Roy and Tyson. But I got Roy Jones winning this fight. I have Roy Jones winning this fight. Now, if it goes to the scorecards and with the judges I just told you about, Christy, Vinny, and Chad, do you believe that Roy's going to win? Hell no. It might have been 3 knockdowns in the motherfucking fight. I don't even think they're going to damn recognize that shit. Use integrity. I think the damn scores are going to come in from the remote judges, which supposedly have no influence on who wins the fight. I think they're going to go with their own determination. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go off their own determination and they're going to make the call and they're going to say, here, can't nobody do shit about it. This is an exhibition bout. Deal with it. Ken in the building. What's good? What's up? WCS salute. Salute to the wrenches and a salute to the chat. Smash the like button. I wish it was that easy, Ken. I asked them to hit the like button. I got one like higher than when I asked. If you're in the building, then get the likes up to 10. Come on now. That's not even something I do. Because I figure if you fuck with me, you'll hit the like button. Unless you in here just to be nosy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you gotta fuck with World Combat Sports, man. Stop playing. But go make sure you pay the $49.99 for the fight next week. I'm definitely going to be covering it now that I can't be on site, because I would have blew some heads off in that if I would have showed up. I definitely was looking forward to that, but they're putting tight restrictions. California play by different rules. You know what I'm saying? So they're cutting back on the amount of people that can be in the building and come with the fighters too. You know what I'm saying? They really cutting back on that. They're reducing it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, California, how they do business, real talk. It's going to be interesting. Who are y'all picking? What's y'all selection? You think Tyson, you know, try to touch Roy on the chin early? Because I think the first 2 rounds are going to benefit Mike. And I think the 2 minutes is going to benefit Mike. You know, if it was 3 minutes rounds, Mike would be in trouble. I think Roy would be playing with Mike in the second. But now it's 2 minutes rounds, you know, with the females fight on. I think Mike Tyson might have a little bit more reserve, you know, if the fight lasts a little bit longer, to go into the 3rd round and keep it competitive. But if Roy Jones start popping that jab out there and he sustains range and he's popping Tyson's head back, shit. All I got to say to Roy Jones, do not get in the clinch with Tyson. Don't clinch. If he bum rush you up against the ropes, make sure you move your head back to side, because he might have a flashback, being, you know, that he goes back to, you know, his ear fetish, and he may attempt to goddamn bite your ears there, Roy. He might try to send you back down to Pensacola looking like Holyfield. And Roy, I apologize. I had PTSD, and I didn't mean to do that. I know it was an exhibition bout, but my apologies, Roy. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you 1.5 of my purse, you know, to pay for the medical bills and everything. And once again, you know, I've been smoking, and sometimes I have a relapse in PTSD, and I just goes back to that fight with me and Evander. You know, I apologize, but can you still hear? I know I took a bigger chunk out your ear, Mike. You know, I'm telling you, Roy, goddamn, he needs to make sure he keep his distance. You know, goddamn Mike Tyson smoking that ooh-wee, all that good stuff, you know, that has different names to it. You know what I'm saying? They got shit out there that'll blow your motherfucking mind. And, you know, Mike Tyson already talked about the frog, on how that shit take you to a whole nother freaking planet mentally. So I just hope, you know, Roy's able to keep his distance well, work his combinations, you know, get in close on Mike Tyson enough so he's able to you know, allow Mike Tyson to feel his punches, you know, touch him up a little bit. And, you know, with this fight being the way it is with no headgear, bro, who's gonna be the first to test the chin? Who's gonna be the first? Who's gonna be the first? Because Roy Jones said, "You knock me down, it's all out war." So who's gonna be the first to goddamn test the chin strap? Which one will it be, Roy Jones or Mike Tyson? God damn it! Somebody's gonna have to take the initiative to test the chin strap in the 50s. Who will it be? That's my biggest question. Who is it gonna be? If we had to look back on motherfuckers losing their mind and losing control, we'll have to go exactly to Mike Tyson. Because Mike Tyson said, I had one gear. And, you know, Mike Tyson's always, you know, reiterating how he, you know, felt like a god when he was in the ring. And we all know what Roy Jones was able to do. Come on now. Y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot. That's a classic. I wonder did Mike Tyson forget? You know what I'm saying? I wonder did Mike Tyson forget? Because his age, man, it might look like, you know, we might see the Mike Tyson that was in there with Danny Green. God damn it! Don't play. Shit, don't play around. God damn it, Mike Tyson. You know, when them motherfucking smoke started to kick in, it might be a whole nother damn hymn being played. Let's break for intermission, please. But we in the middle of the round. We will break for intermission at this time. Roy, come over here, Roy. Did you remember what we talked about at the table? This is Mike Tyson's League of Legends, so you have to allow him to have the momentum. That shot that you just landed, it seemed like it was personal, and we've seen Mike Tyson's leg buckle. It's all bad, Roy. You don't do it. You're getting a little bit too serious with this. Don't do it, Roy. Don't do it. Don't stop him. You know Mike is not going to take it well if you stop him. And I'm serious. I don't think Mike Tyson, I think it'll turn into Jeezy and Gucci all over again. Real talk. There's Danny Williams. You know what I'm saying? Danny Williams all over again, man. Kevin McBride all over again. One was fourth round, one was the sixth. Will that be the case? We don't know. But we're curious, though. If you haven't heard, you know, Canelo Alvarez is facing Callum Smith, which is a good fight. It's going to be at the Alamo Dome, man, in San Antonio, you know, right where we just left. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that far corner where Javante landed that shot against Leo Santa Cruz, maybe it's still, you know, the temperature is still good in that corner when they set the ring up again. You know, because this is a good fight. 27-0, 19 knockouts. This is a good fight for Canelo. Canelo only has one loss, but he has 53 victories, man. He's considered the top pound for pound and the cash cow. Will he be able to cash in on Callum Smith for that WBA title? That is the question. Will he be able to cash in on Callum Smith, the younger brother of Liam Smith? Will he be able to cash in? That is the big question mark of the day. I'm glad this fight is going down in December. If you ask me, I feel it's a little rushed for Callum Smith. I do. I feel like he potentially, I don't care what people saying, so-and-so need to be in the gym. And you're fighting Canelo Alvarez. Regardless of you in the gym, it's a lot of people that can be in the gym. That doesn't mean they're in Canelo shape. You know what I'm saying? You need to be in Canelo shape. Period. That's the shape you need to be in. And I don't think Callum Smith is in that type of shape right now, to be honest. But I am going to tune into the fight because it's, in my opinion, one of the toughest fights going in here on paper. On paper, at that weight class, you know. I mean, come on now. Callum Smith is respected. Yeah, I'm going to tune into that motherfucker. Hell yeah. I'm going to tune in for that fight. I got Canelo. Smith would struggle making weight. Damn, you think Callum Smith is going to struggle at a weight class that he's champion at? You know what I'm saying? That'd be unprofessional, like a lot of other fighters. But hopefully you're wrong there, Mitch. Hopefully he does make weight because I definitely want to see this fight. I don't hear too many people saying that Canelo go in here and defeat Callum Smith. He'd be top pound for pound. Look, this boxing shit is such a montage of misery sometimes. I'm telling you, reporting on boxing sometimes is just a montage of misery. Because you have on this wave right here, The Current is talking about Terrence Crawford coming off his win over Kell Brook, which people didn't give too much credit for being a worthy opponent, a legitimate worthy name to Terrence Crawford's resume. And Terrence goes in here and stopped the man in the fourth. But yet they're talking about elevating him to the top pound for pound. To inject more misery into it, people are saying that if Errol Spence goes in here and faces Danny Garcia and win, he should be in front of Terrence Crawford on the pound for pound. You know what I mean? So now we go around to the trifecta, and Canelo Alvarez, he goes in here and defeat Callum Smith. No one's really talking about, well, he definitely should be in front of Terrence Crawford. Look, Canelo Alvarez is the pound for pound. I know a lot of people want to, say what they want to say. He goes in here and get this belt. It's only going to further cement where he should be right now anyway. I'm just being honest with you. He goes in here and defeat Callum Smith and just say it's a stoppage. That's even better. But just say he go the distance. It's still a top name that was 27-0, and he was an active, world titleist. And Canelo went up there once again to the super middleweight division and picked up a belt. He currently holds that secondary belt up there. But no one's talking about him moving positions in the top pound for pound. Look, Canelo should already be at the top pound for pound, in my opinion. The montage of misery never stops. Because y'all basically dilute the shit out of Brooks that he's damaged. He's a lemon when it comes to the human composition. When it comes to his durability as a fighter, he's a lemon now. And then look, you have to move on. And you're saying Danny Garcia, who's coming off, Red Codge, Adrian Granados, but he lost against Sean Porter. Now he's back in there. If Errol Spence come out from a car crash, he's going to move in front of Terrence Crawford. I don't know, man. He's not picking up a strap. Like, how does he move ahead of Terrence Crawford just off fighting a guy as DSG? I think it takes a little bit more people. If he was going in there, I don't know, man. It is for the undisputed. Will he still move in front of Terrence Crawford? I don't know. Will the four names just say he defeats Danny Garcia, he defeats Manny Pacquiao, and he defeats Bud Crawford? Of course. If he runs that motherfucking line right there, then we talking different. If he goes in there and defeat DSG, Manny Pacquiao, and Terrence Crawford, of course he moves in front of Crawford. But do we believe in our heart of hearts that's going to happen? I truly don't think so. I don't think it's going to be that easy, people. I'm not saying he'll miss weight. I'm sure he's more professional than to lose his belt on the scale. However, I do see the weight cut being difficult for him. Okay. Spence managed to stop Danny. It's a discussion about pound for pound. Okay, when you're talking about stoppage, see, once again, Terrence Crawford going in there stopping Kell Brook. That enhance it? I mean, once again, like, look at the common opponent. Kell Brook gets stopped in 11 by Spence. And, I mean, if you look at BoxRec, look at the scorecards. Should Terrence Crawford get a little bit of bragging rights and points by stopping Kell Brook in earlier fashion than Errol Spence? People are not really talking that language. But Mitch is talking, saying if he stops Danny Garcia, who has never been stopped before, he needs to be in consideration for pound. He needs to be in consideration for passing Crawford. Because look, when it comes down to it, Errol Spence has the one and only, the former cruiserweight unified champion, Alexander Usyk, in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Crawford at this point, since Vasily Lomachenko is sitting at 7th, right? He has Naoya Inoue in front of him. So if Spence, let's just go off what Mitch talking about. If Spence stops Danny Garcia, does it enhance the power, the pound for pound influence for him to move up in front of Terrence Crawford? If indeed Terrence Crawford has never faced Danny Garcia before, you know what I'm saying? He's never been in there with it, so they can't compare Danny Garcia to Terrence Crawford. But the only thing they can compare between Errol Spence and Danny Garcia is Sean Porter. So in order for Danny Garcia to make it on the pound for pound list, of course he has to go in there and defeat Errol Spence. And he has to do it famously. A lot of people are not giving him credit, but if he goes in there, of course, just like Teofimo Lopez defeated Vasily Lomachenko, now he's sitting at 6 on the pound for pound list. If by chance Danny Garcia, who isn't on the pound for pound list, he won't even be in the top 5. He won't be in the top 5, I don't think. Because they're going to look at it like this. Yeah, Errol Spence was in 5th. We get it. And then they're going to put in all this other factor in there. I just don't think they're going to say, okay, we're going to swap 1 for 1. We're going to swap Danny Garcia with Errol Spence spot. And where are they going to put Errol? They're going to move down T.O., and they're going to put, just like they put them side by side, juxtaposed, they're going to put motherfucking Danny Garcia, and then right behind him, they're going to put Errol Spence. I don't know how that shit's going to happen, to be honest with you. I don't know how the fuck they're going to do it. I don't know the criteria. I don't know if they all put their thumb in the air, all in favor. Okay. It sort of happens like that, but I really can't tell you how that shit's going to work. Because right now, Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko is sitting 6 and 7 on the pound for pound list, when Vasily Lomachenko was formerly 2nd behind Canelo Alvarez. So he gets a loss, and he is reduced all the way down to 7th place. But anyway, good question, though. What's going on, D. Hodges? It's good. Danny has never been knocked down or stopped. Nope, he hasn't. So therefore, does Errol's coming off an accident gives him momentum for the pound for pound talk? Yeah. To his own undoing. People are gonna look at that. But the realist is gonna say, what does his car accident have to do with his performance and elevating him on the pound for pound list? And then they're gonna look at the actual performance inside the ropes. How do we grade him and how he was able to defeat Danny Garcia? Was he able to knock him down and get a decision? Was he able to knock him down and finish the fight? Of course, that's going to play. But I just don't know the criteria to put out to you, the boxing heads out there, the aficionados, so we can both be on the same sheet of music. I don't know the criteria for which they're looking for. Well, I can tell you this: Canelo Alvarez defeats Callum Smith. He should be in the first where he's at. You know what I'm saying? He should be right where he's at. Number 1 pound for pound, man. 27-19 knockouts. Callum Smith is a better opponent than Kell Brook. He has an unblemished ledger, and that is that. And he's currently WBA champion. Now, of course, like I said before, if Danny Garcia is able to go in here and put some shock value into the pound for pound list, and especially the welterweight division, we got a different conversation. Absolutely. Look, we have an entire different scope of conversation when it comes to the welterweight division and in boxing. Because Danny Garcia would have damn shocked the entire community. And then the fights that they believe they had lined up for Errol Spence is no longer. It's moot. It's a moot point right now. Now we think, okay, is Errol Spence going to get a rematch? Probably more than likely. You know what I'm saying? More than likely. Hell yeah, more than likely, Jermell Charlo got one. Tony Harrison defeated Jermell Charlo. Guess what? Rematch. You know what I'm saying? I can see it. I can see it. Possibly a rematch. And then the rematch will fuck up the fight that's been out here brewing for quite some time, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. So, just several weeks ago, I was saying to myself, I don't even want to talk about that shit no more because it just seems like it's never going to happen. But now the back and forth has pretty much turned into Terrence Crawford and Bob Arum. Terrence Crawford's like, you feel that way about me, let me go. And I don't blame him. You don't go out there to the public and say some shit like that. And then Errol Spence latch on to it and say, well, the proof is in the pudding. I don't want to talk about what Bob Arum said, but the proof is in the pudding. Man down, man down. I guess Terrence Crawford won't be man down because I want 60-40. And then Terrence Crawford turn around and say, if I'm not getting 60-40, it's not going to be no fight. I'm like, what? They ain't trying to fight. They trying to make it about money. This is the montage of misery I'm talking about. At first, we was talking about it's going to be 50-50. And then an article came out saying Terrence Crawford had mentioned that if the fight is 60-40, it's going to be in his favor. If he ain't getting 60-40, then it's not going to be no fight. And I'm saying to myself, man, this is fucking weird. What is it going to be with y'all? 50-50? 60-40? What the fuck, man? Can we just see the fight? Anyway, done with that. But I have Callum Smith taking his first L, and that is the way it's going to be with me, World Combat Sports. That is my prediction right there. You know what I'm saying? If Danny Garcia wins, he's still not on my pound-for-pound list. If Spence loses, he's off the list. What? God damn, Mitch, where you at? Happy hour, bro? Where you at? Sitting at home? You sitting in the ride, dog? What's going on? Mitch is going in. What music you playing, dog? NWA? You playing some old Public Enemy? I mean, damn. He just absolutely said Spence, who's sitting in 5 right now, he gets no more play. He gets no more play. He loses, he's off the list. And I will have to say, Mitch, let's be reasonable. Lomachenko already had a loss, and he lost again, and he's sitting at number 7. Do black boxers matter to you, bro? Come on, man. Come on, man. You're going to knock Spence entirely off the list? Entirely off the list. You're going to say, fuck it. When Lomachenko was in 2nd, and he's sitting at number 7, and you're going to say, Errol Spence, he loses, wipe him off clean, erase him, no memory, done, delete, recycle bin, omit, damn, expunge. For real, Mitch, what's going on, bro? What tunes you listening to, man? You must be listening to some Jeezy and Gucci or something. For you to say Errol Spence, if he loses, he ain't no longer on the list, bro. Like, damn, you went in. What's going on, man? Somebody in Texas owe you some money. Your ex moved out there, and you found out she was dating Errol Spence on the side, and you didn't know that shit before. I mean, what's popping? I agree with the first half, though. I agree with the first half about DSG. If DSG wins, it'll be hard for me to put him on the pound for pound list, to be honest, because he's coming off Adrian Granados and Red Koch, right? if I'm not mistaken, right? Who are they? I mean, Adrian Granados, I give him respect for being a tough, tenacious fighter who's all about, you talking about him and Porter went pillar to post and one of Adrian's better fights. Like, Adrian is legit, like, shout out to Adrian Granados, man. But, he got stopped by Danny Garcia. And it just seems like, he hasn't shown up to some fights. Just like Danny Garcia said, he didn't do enough in his freaking bigger fights when he was in there with Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. So I got to hold him accountable too. But if he goes in there and defeats one of the premier names in the sport, and I'm only talking about this because it was mentioned, and it's a good point. Does he get placed on the pound for pound list? Both Errol and Crawford want Pac-Man. I'm sure they do. Yeah, for real, Ken. For real. He's listening to Lose Yourself, goddammit. And he won't let the song play off the hook. You gotta lose yourself. Rewind. You gotta lose. Rewind. You gotta lose. Rewind. He won't even let Eminem goddamn flow shit. He's just stuck like, you gotta lose yourself, goddammit. They both want Manny Pacquiao, but when it comes down to it, they're only going to be one, and that one has to bring the fan base. I hope it doesn't play out like that. And you know what? Once again, if it's Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, I believe it would do almost similar numbers to Errol Spence and Pacquiao. But I believe Errol Spence will have more of an audience tuned in than Terrence Crawford. But I don't think it'll be a huge gap monetarily when the numbers do come out, if from the PPV buys. I don't think it'll be a huge gap. Because why? Manny Pacquiao has the Filipino nation. Manny Pacquiao has the Filipino nation. The Philippines support their fighters like none other, just outside of Mexicans, man. I'm talking about the Mexicans that support the Mexican fighters wholeheartedly. Like, they are hardcore supporters. But the Filipinos, they're in a whole nother bracket. The Filipinos in the championship bracket automatically. They don't have to go to the quarters or the semis. The Filipino boxing fans are in the bracket, y'all. Manny Pacquiao brings that. Manny Pacquiao is adorned over there in the Philippines. So whoever, if it's Errol, man, Errol's going to get another fat paycheck. I mean, he's going to be living a life. If it's Terrence, I'm pretty sure he's going to get the biggest paycheck of his life, of course, but we're just trying to see how he's able to make it happen, man. Because July will be a year for Manny Pacquiao. It will be a year. If he hasn't fought by July, it will be a year that he hasn't fought and he'll be out the ring. A year. So if it's just me, I think the WBA is going to start, putting some shit together and say, Pac, what you plan on doing, bro? What's good? What we looking at? Which one you want to fight? They both coming off their fights. You have your pick. Which one you want to choose? And don't come up here talking about, you want to go in the bottom 15 and then, take a little tune-up fight and then step in there with one of the big names. No, you gotta take a big name now. Which one? Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. Pick one, left or right. It's up to you, Pac. I hope Terrence Crawford get that shot. I would rather him come in there with 2 belts so he can negotiate his worth on 50-50. I want to see an equal battle, man. Outside of skill set, I want them dudes to get paid. That's my take on it. And I'm not the one to really deal with money a lot. You don't hear me talking about money, PPV buys and all that. At the end of the day, it's all about the 2 fighters in there. But we know, the business aspect of boxing. So hey, let's look at it that way. Let's hope Crawford is able to get that motherfucking shot at Pacquiao. Not a big Shady fan at all. Respect to his talent, but the content ain't my speed. You never said who you was listening to though. That caused you to say, you know, if Errol Spence loses, he's absolutely AWOL off the list. AWOL. Banished. Ostracized. Gone. You said no more man down. Man gone. That's what Mitch said. Man gone. Go ahead now. Gone. That's raw, man. Damn. Spencer's probably looking at this. He probably heard you say that. He's like, God damn. Derek. He said if I lose the DSG December 5th, man, I'm no longer on the list. What you think about that, Derek? You think he for real? Damn. That shit took my buzz away. I got to put this beer down, goddammit. Shit. I got to put this drink down right here. Damn. He said, if I lose the DSG, I'm off the list. Period. No presents. Anyway, I got to move on, man. Oh, you just made that shit consciously. You just thought about that consciously. I got you. But I'm going to Canelo Alvarez, man. I'm going for him to take that. I'm going for Roy Jones to go ahead and defeat Mike Tyson, which I consider that a tall order. I consider that an extremely tall order for Roy Jones, being that the judges are who they are. And then, you know, granted that Mike Tyson is having this fight on his app. And I believe they probably have some more fights up the line scheduled. So a lot of me says that Mike Tyson is going to be the one to win this fight, to be honest. A lot of me says that. But it's a lot of people depending on Roy Jones to win this fight too. A lot of people. We're talking about Roy Jones Jr. He goes in here and win against Mike Tyson. Shit, he goes back to the gym. Shit, no telling. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some waiting on him when he get back. He got a property full of freaking wild animals over there. You know, them cane courses gonna be running out the tree line. Roy, congrats. We got a couple of deer carcasses back there. Don't worry. We kept the area secure while you was out. Don't worry about a thing. We good. Mike Tyson, be ready, bro. You've been smoking that weed. Now you know well as I do. You're not smoking the regular weed with the THC levels that's natural to pick in the plant, drowning out and everything. Now you smoking that other shit. You know that all the chemicals involved and synthetics and stuff like that. You're smoking something that's enhanced. So therefore, I don't think your lungs is gonna be up to par. You know, to keep up that pace. You're gonna come out, you know, just like on the video. You're gonna make us all say ooh and all. That's the Mike Tyson of all old. And after those muscles and bones start to come back and you remind yourself, damn, I am in my mid-50s. Is there any way we can get the EMT to come up here and rub some liniment on my back, please? Because that shit is tight. Some Bengay, some motherfucking, you know, any type of ointment to loosen my muscles up. Because my shit is tight and it's only going into the second round. So if y'all can't find me some shit that's hot, the rubbing to my, the fight is being called off. I'm telling you, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna land a couple of low blows on Roy. I'm gonna get disqualified. God damn it! Fuck the belt. We'll just hold it in a rematch. We'll hit him with a rematch. Don't do it. Don't do it, Mike. Don't come out there and do some funky shit and get DQ'd. And Charles talking about, you know what? I apologize, Roy. I'm gonna come back for a rematch. What you think, people? No, the people ain't gonna go for that shit. The people are not going for that. They're gonna say, you know what, Mike Tyson, you knew better. We've seen you lose control before, man. We trusted you. We paid $49.99. We trusted you, and you fucked it up. There's gonna be people getting online say, you know what? The way Mike look in the first round, I think I can step in there with it. He gonna hear motherfuckers. Mike don't got it, y'all. Mike don't got it. I think at where I'm at right now, give me a little bit of time to warm up. I'm good. I give Mike a run for his money. I'm good. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Mike will still fuck you up now. He might be old, but I think he can still land some punches. And I think in this particular fight, it's going to come down to the first 2 rounds. We should start seeing him gassing by the end of the second, if it lasts that long. And then Roy should be able to start, shifting those gears in the third. And hopefully it doesn't be a one-sided affair to the point where Roy's just playing with this dude. You know what I'm saying? Playing with Tyson. Yeah, Ken said icy hot. Hell yeah. I wonder, can I get some icy hot? Just give me some icy hot. Right, below my L5S1 vertebrae, just an icy hot. Yeah, right there. And put some on my shoulders too. Put some on my shoulders. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Biceps. My arms are a little tight. Put some on my biceps. Yeah. Don't worry, Roy. I'm coming. I know. I'm coming. Don't worry about it. You getting your paycheck, right? Okay, just chill. Mike Tyson gonna be dictating motherfucking the time. Look, he's gonna be dictating the time. When they start the damn round, they're gonna do all that shit. Mike Tyson gonna get rubbed down, icy hot and shit. They're gonna have to put a heating pad on this shit. All along, they're gonna be in a commercial. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say they're gonna come back like nothing happened. They're gonna be, they're gonna have started the round. They're gonna say, damn, they took 5 minutes. Does an exhibition bout truly have to stick to the regulations? Will the fighters be disqualified if they take longer? You know what I'm saying? If they take longer in between rounds and this is an exhibition bout, I don't think they would be punished, man. Just not going on a box rec. Ken got jokes. Ken got jokes for real. On a Friday evening, Ken got jokes. He said, call Shaq. And you know damn well, Shaq running low on that motherfucker. Shaq probably used up about 53 damn bottles in one damn sitting. You know what I'm saying? Shaq probably carry that shit all around, and people don't want to say it. But every time Shaq roll up on the scene, that motherfucker, I'm so icy. I'm so icy. Ooh, Shaq roll up, I'm so icy. Damn, that motherfucker Jeezy and Gucci. Shaq be like, I'm so icy. Motherfucker smelling just like icy hot, goddammit. From head to toe. Cause Shaq got some damn muscle and bone issues big as he is, 400 some pounds, dog. Shaq even gave the general icy hot. Yeah, man. The general, you know how that is, man. The general motherfucking mustache look the same every time I see him. Since he driving animated cars and shit, he shouldn't have to goddamn worry about insurance. Cause isn't animation when you have an accident, your shit don't get fucked up permanently? You know what I'm saying? That's the only shit you can run into a wall and your shit be good. So the general don't count, bro. The must said icy hot and gold bun. We can't even fuck with the gold bun because the gold bun for different shit. Mike Tyson don't need shit to put in his motherfucking boots. He need that quick, straight to the muscles, the bones, all that. He needs something to damn penetrate and loosen up those muscles so he can be straight. Believe me, if Mike thought if you took a little bit of icy hot to give you a hit of energy, if you had to just put a little bit on your tongue orally, shit, Mike Tyson will do that shit. If Mike thought that you can rub some on your temples to wake your ass up, Mike could do it. I believe it. Mike could do that shit. Just put some on my temples. Temples right there. Yeah. I feel better already. This is amazing. I feel better already. Why didn't they do that in the videos when I was getting tired and I was in the bed for a week? Why they didn't rub some on my temples to wake me up? My God, bro. What are y'all doing, man? But people, it's been a pleasure, man. You know, as always, I had to get on here and talk about this Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. Remember, it is an exhibition bout. You know, you're going to have Israel Adesanya, the current middleweight champion, ringside. You're going to have Al Bernstein. You're going to have Jim Gray. He's doing the pre and post-fight interviews. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have Christy Martin, Chad Dawson, Vinny Pazienza as the judges. You know? And you already know the fight card. You already know the fight card, people. So stay tuned. We'll be back in the house. Once again, turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.